Good morning, my beautiful Sacred Hearts Collective. How are you? I hope you're doing really well. It is time for your love reading now. Before we get into it, though, I've been hearing all morning as I've been getting ready for this reading. I have been hearing that song by the Righteous Brothers. I Need Your Love, and I just have been playing over and over and over again. So this might actually tie you to this reading. I just can't. Um, it's really kind of just stalking me that song a little bit this morning. And also, I know it comes from the movie Ghost as well. So you may have actually just watched the movie Ghost, or it might be one of your favorites as well. So just to tie you to that reading, but I'm really getting that coming through to me. You might also want to maybe look that up as well, just to see the words in that song. So I feel that could actually be coming through from your divine as well. So you might just want to look up that song before we get into it. So just with that, so I'm just going to do a quick check-in of your energy first, and then we'll go through and we'll have a look through then at the person on your mind, at their energy. So yesterday I did do a reading for the feminine. That was very much the energy that we were reading yesterday. I didn't actually tap into the masculine energy at all. So I'm going to have a look at that today and actually tap into that masculine energy. So we'll just do a check-in just to see really what your energy is first, just do a quick check-in of that. But then we're going to go through and then have a look at the masculine energy and tap in. We'll see what you're thinking is going on in the connection, and then actually what is truly going on as well. So let's get into it. Another reminder as well, just while we're shuffling these cards, is to not make these details fit. So, you'll know pretty quickly if this is your energy or not, very much through the energy check that we're just about to go through. So, if this is not your reading, that's totally okay. There will be other readings that I do. There could also be one of a previous reading as well. So these readings aren't timeless. They're not, there's no a timestamp as such on them, so maybe if this isn't your reading, then maybe one of the other ones were. So let's just get into this reading today. We'll just pull through another couple of cards just for your energy. I'm being very particular today. Wow, they actually don't want to come through. There we go. One more and one more as well. Actually, one more. I'm feeling like one more. Your energy, there it is. Okay, so let's see what's happening with you at the moment. Let's see what these are. All right, so we've got Mask, we've got Cassette, we've got the Runner and Chaser. That doesn't surprise me that's come. That's actually pretty magical. Look at that one after the other. And then we've got Clock as well. And it's a Heart with the Key, Cassette, Mask. All right, so what I'm immediately getting is that you are dealing with someone who you feel has still got their mask on at the moment. So not showing their true feelings, personality, pretending, gaslighting. I think that this is the person on your mind. So I'm getting the sense that this is still the divine feminine that we're channeling here. And you're dealing, as I said, you're dealing with your divine masculine. Once again, these readings are not gendered. So take either you're going to be resonating with the feminine or the masculine. That is the nature of divine connections, is that there is a masculine and a feminine energy. You could be resonating with either, just depending on where you are in your journey. Also, too, you could, depending on where you are with your journey, you actually might see yourself in both, to be honest. You could be resonating with a few of these messages. So take it as it resonates. Use discernment when actually going through this message. When actually listening to this message. Just use your discernment with that. Like I said, you will know pretty quickly if this reading is actually resonating with you or not, and if this is your reading, if this applies. So so just back to the cards again. So dealing with someone with a mask. So someone who has not been honest with you about how you think that they feel about you. As I said, not showing their true feelings. Also someone who is probably going through their shadow, so dealing with their shadow as well. So someone who you feel is going through this world with a mask on. This could also be yourself as well. So I think that you've been doing a lot of shadow work. You've been dealing with your mask and with your own trauma. I think as a result of this connection, that is the nature of the twin flame divine connection. Is that it will force you to have to examine yourself and to look inwards and to actually deal with your past hurt and actually deal with your shadow. And I think that that's what's been going on with you. So I think you've been doing a lot of work lately with shadow work, which is really to be commended. I feel like your team is really telling you that you should be quite proud of yourself for the work and how far you've come so far. But I think that you're healing out, and you're also dealing with someone who you feel is wearing a mask. So they haven't been honest with you in the past. Maybe they've kept things in the dark from you. Maybe there was a little bit of deception there. Like it says here too, maybe a bit of gaslighting. So potentially this connection, you were dealing with someone who was the runner. So which brings us to these two cards here actually. So we've got the runner and the chaser energy. So I would say that you feel that you are in a twin flame connection, because that is the nature of the twin flame connection, is there will be a runner and a chaser within the dynamic. So that's just confirming there the type of connection that you feel that you're in. I think at the moment that you're going over, so with cassette, so you're really going over old memories, potentially photos as well that you might have of this person, old text messages. I think that you think that this person is also doing a fair bit of reminiscing as well. So I'm getting really Six of Cups energy with this. So you're probably both mirroring each other. I'll pull another couple of cards, but you're probably mirroring each other, I would think, is what happens with with the divine connection. Is very often there will actually be a mirror between the two of you, and when you reflect what's going on with each other, even though you're in separation, you will be reflecting each other as to what's going on. But back to that mask card again, like I said, I think you have been doing a lot of self-reflection, really dealing with your shadow. And I think then that because you've been doing so much healing and so much work, and you've really, there's been a lot of emotional growth within you, I think that you are looking back, at your old ways that you used to think, at the connection, at the way that you guys used to interact with each other, at old memories, and looking back at the person that you used to be. And I'm thinking that that's, that you're really healing on from that, and that you're probably, questioning as to whether this connection is still something that you still need it around you, is that you still want in your life. I think that you're starting to really evaluate that. You're probably also evaluating the other relationships in your life as well. So not just this connection, but friendships, relationships with family, I'm also getting as well. So I think that you're really in that phase where everything's really under review at the moment with you. So are the relationships in your life giving you the value that you deserve, and actually meeting your requirements? I'm also getting this strong sense that for the first time you're putting yourself first in relationships as well. So you're actually learning that it's not always just about the other person, that your needs are also important as well. I feel like that's an important one that I have to point out. And then that comes back to you looking at, at the old ways that you used to interact with people, old relationships that you used to build, and just really evaluating those at the moment. But definitely with this person, I think that you're going over, like I said, I just have this image of someone sitting there on the couch, scrolling through old messages, old photos. I think that you are really, just looking back at memories between the two of you. This person still holds the key to your heart, though. I think that's very clear, which is to be expected. So despite everything that you guys have been through, despite all the healing that you've gone through, this person still holds the key to your heart. I think that as you're reminiscing, you are remembering the good times as well. And I think that, yeah, that it's, you know, it's, you were still envisioning um, uh, you two uniting, you know, to actually coming back into alignment again. I think you're still envisioning that. But then we've got, you know, the runner and the chaser. So as I said, so this is very much the twin flame dynamic here, which confirms then, you know, the way that you see this relationship is your twin flame, is your divine connection with the runner and the chaser. So just to digress a little, you know, within the twin flame, within a divine connection, there'll always be a runner and a chaser. That is the you know, the way that that these relationships are formed. And typically it will be the masculine who's got his running boots on, and the feminine who has got who's given the longing veil. Like I said, it's not gendered, so you could be resonating either with the runner or with the chaser energy. I think at the moment though, this is the feminine that we're chasing. The feminine that we are looking at, although maybe the masculine is chasing the feminine at the moment. Maybe that's actually what's going on. There's be a reason why I said that. But typically we've got the masculine in the runner energy, and then the feminine in the chaser energy, or the longing veil. I don't actually get the sense that you are chasing this person at the moment. Even though that's the dynamic that you're in, I don't think that you're actually chasing this person. I think that you're definitely reminiscing, but I don't think that you've reached out to this person. Potentially, this person may have just reached out to you. There may have been a message that's just come through on getting that feeling, which is why I may have just said just before, you know, that maybe the masculine is chasing the feminine, that he has reached out. We'll break it down and we'll actually, you know, really get into it. But I think that there has been really some time here. So, you know, I think that since there has been contact, I think that there has been really some time between the two of you actually, you know, locking eyeballs on each other. I think that it really has been some time. I think that you're both very aware of the time that this has taken. I would just remind you, though, that the twin flame journey is not a quick journey. And so this does take time. You both need time in separation to heal out those wounds. That is the nature of the journey that you're on. So I would just remind you that if there has been some time, yes, it can be really frustrating. I feel like you probably are a little bit frustrated with the time that it's taking, but it's all protected under divine timing. Only the divine knows when the two of you will be released back to each other, and you're really only going to be released back to each other when both of you have done sufficient healing in separation in order to be brought back together again. And the reason, just as another digression as well, that the reason that the runner and the chaser are separated is because you've both got your own journeys to go on. You both have karmic relationships that you need to work through, or karmic situations to work through separately. While you're together, it's not possible for you to be able to give each other the lessons that a karmic relationship or a karmic situation would. It's not possible for you to do that because there's just so much love there between the two of you. You can't actually do the requirements of those karmic relationships, to strip away those layers, to really deal with that trauma. It's karmics that have to do that. And when I'm talking about karmics, it's not necessarily romantic relationships, although it very often is. It's not necessarily that. It's also could be relationships with family. It could be relationships with other friends, business associates, work relationships, things along those lines. It's not necessarily a romantic partner that you both have to, you know, deal with, you know, with karmic relationships. There's a lot of, you know, negativity given towards karmic relationships, but they're very necessary. You know, you know, I'm getting the sense that you really should be thanking the universe for the karmic relationships that you are aware have come and gone out of your runners, out of your divine masculine's life, because without those karmic relationships, and he couldn't be learning or couldn't have learnt the lessons that he has learned or that he's in the process of learning in order to be bringing him into alignment with you. It's really not possible. So I know that it probably hurts, um, but it could not have been possible for him to begin this journey if those karmic situations, those karmic relationships hadn't actually come into his life. I'm just getting the sense I need to remind you of that. I feel like you know that, but I think I just need to remind you of that. All right, so mask. Just get a couple more. I'm just going to confirm this top row here. And then we'll really break it down and we'll get into your masculine. I'll just get these first. So we've got actually just one more. One more. There it is. Okay, one more. All right, so that one's the last one. So it was here. Oh. I'll put that into there, so I'll keep that there. There's actually one more card I need. One more card. Oh, they're being very particular today. One more card, please. A couple wanted to jump out. That one. All right, under chaser, what have we got? Okay, so let's have a look at this. So just to cover the top row, so this is actually the ruling energy underneath it, right? So we've got the Phoenix, which is exactly what I was thinking. That's what I was picking up on. So originally, so the mask is all around, your shadow work that you've been doing, which we were talking about, which you've been phoenixing out of. So, it's a new phase that you're coming into. It's a new way of thinking. You're really trying to, to really remind yourself of what you do and don't, expect from relationships. It's all about healing, and growth, which is it's really beautiful. So just confirming that is the energy that you're in at the moment. If you're not in that energy, if you're not in that healing energy at the moment, then this is probably not your reading, because I'm getting this sense that there's been a lot of self-growth that's happened with this collective. You really have been focusing on healing out those wounds, healing out that trauma, and really stepping into your divine empress is what I'm getting. So you really are really working a lot on your on shadow work, which would mean that you will have probably been on this journey for some time. I would think. I'm getting the feeling that probably maybe 12 to 18 months or so. For some reason, that's coming into my head. I'm thinking you've been on this journey. So cassette. So this, then we were talking about going into this cassette. Replaying things over in your mind, but you're really trying to, to heal out of that, which is, Grim Reaper. So this is all about, new beginnings, letting go of those old karmic cycles and moving into, a brand new cycles, which is a really beautiful card, the Grim Reaper, which just reflects all of the work, all the shadow work that you've been doing, which, just confirmation of that. Like I said, you really should be proud of the progress that you've made. I just feel that your team is just really impressed with what you've done so far. And then so we've then got heart with a key, and then just under that then to confirm is we've got the dragonfly. So the dragonfly is also another card of rebirth. It's also a card of, of change and of healing. The dragonfly journey is a really beautiful journey. So it will go from this little gnat that lives in the water to this beautiful, beautiful butterfly almost, but it is a card of change and a card of metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is really what that card's about, and that's under heart with the key. So while this person does hold your masculine does hold this key to your heart, you are looking, to really leave old cycles with this person behind. and really step into your new power, into your new energy with this. Given everything that you've learned, this beautiful healing journey that you've been on. So runner and chaser, and then under that, then we've got talking, and we've got engagement ring as well. So I think that this is really what you're that you would like to step into. So engagement ring is all about engagement, partnership, commitment. You're wanting to move from this runner chaser energy into this is what I'm feeling. So you're wanting to move away from, the twin flame journey into a divine connection is what I'm feeling. So, you're wanting to talk more. A waiting message arrives. So funny that we would have the runner and then we've actually got talking under here. So awaiting messaging. So I think like I said, are in separation. I think you've been in separation for a little while. I do get the sense that you might be hovering over your phone a little bit, waiting for that message from this runner to come in. Is what's happening, and you can actually see the girl there. She's looking over her laptop, kind of hovering a little bit. It is what I can see you doing, and that's the image that I had when I first started this reading is someone you sitting there on the couch going through your phone, looking at these old messages. So I think you are reminiscing a little bit, but I think that you are wanting to move onto bigger and better things with this person. So under the chaser, we've got engagement ring. Like I said, I think that this is what you're trying to manifest, is engagement with this person. Not necessarily engagement, but maybe a long-term connection of some sort. Moving away from, that really short-term connection, that real situationship, energy that potentially you once had, and then moving into something that's more stable. And then you've got clock. So this has taken some time. You've got girl with a snake. So we've got empath, narcissist. I have a feeling that, so this is very much my third party card. So I think that you probably think that the reason that this is taking time is because of a third party. Now, this may or may not be a romantic relationship, although I get the feeling like you think it might be, or that you have some knowledge that the reason why this has been taking some time is because of this karmic relationship. For some of you, this might actually be a romantic third party, but for others of you, this could be, a family situationship. It could be, work-wise as well. It could be some business associates, is what I'm feeling. But this really is someone that you think has been dishonest. This is this is not great energy, girl with a snake. This is someone who's hiding in the dark, someone who is, it's not a great energy of this, of this third party, and that is actually what has been stopping your runner coming through to you, is what you think. So like I said, we will actually now tap into your divine masculine just to find out what's going on, but really we're just confirming your energy, where you are at the moment and where you think this relationship is, and really that this is what the blocker is, that we've got a lot of time here that's taken for this masculine to come through to you again, and you're thinking that it's this girl with the snake. Okay, all right, so beautiful. I'm just going to ring out that energy. And I'm going to, now, if I can get these cards. All right, so we're just going to tap into the masculine. So what is going on with the masculine at the moment? What is going on in his life? I'm just going to ring it out again. All right, so I'm going to just get these little black cards here just to see what is going on with the masculine. All right, what's currently going on with the masculine's life? Universe, what do you want us to know, beautiful spirit team? What do you want this collective to know? All right, I'm just going to split these cards. There we go. So straight away, I've flicked onto twin flames. You can't make this stuff up. So there we go. So twin flames, and then with the palm tree. So I think that he feels that he is the divine, that you are both a divine counterpart of each other, just as much as you do, but we are dealing with your twin flame. So just a confirmation there, if you are feeling a little bit delulu at the moment, getting that feeling like maybe you have been on this journey for a little while, and that maybe you're starting to doubt if this person is in fact your counterpart, your divine counterpart, or your twin flame. I think that that's something that it's a layer that you have to get through as you surrender more to the journey. But I think this is confirmation that you need to coming through from your team, is to let you know that actually this is your twin flame. And the palm trees are all around stability and security, growth. So I think that your masculine is also going through situations that are bringing about a lot of growth in his world at the moment. So we'll get into it. But the palm tree is all around, it starts off as, as this, little tiny seedling, and it grows into this huge palm tree. And I feel like that's the energy of your masculine at the moment. He's also really on this healing journey as well. So chances are he's also activated to the frequency as well, to the twin flame frequency. For these two cards to be coming out, so we've got the twin flame card, and then we've got the card of growth and stability, and dealing with the shadow. I think that he is activated to the frequency himself. Or is definitely aware of the twin flame journey at least. He may be, I'm just getting the sense that he may have just very recently been activated to the twin flame frequency. He's probably doing a lot of Googling at the moment. He's probably trying to find out about twin flames. What does this actually mean? Why can he not get you off his mind? Why are you just constantly a presence around him, at least in the 4D, certainly not in the 3D, but at least in the 4D. But let's get into it. Let's go. I feel like you are never far from this masculine's mind, if I'm honest. Oh, you don't want to speak today. I don't think you're far from this masculine's mind at all. I think that he's constantly thinking of you, which is why he's thinking about twin flames. All right, what does this beautiful collective need to know? Be very particular today. It might not come out. There we go. Couple more, please. There we go, 2 more. All right, so let's start with these. I might pull a couple more, but let's start. So we've got hammer. We've got lightning. We've got photograph. You guys are mirroring each other. This is really, look, we've got talking as well. So these same cards came out for you as well. So we've got photographs, talking, snake, and then hammer as well. I'm going to get a couple more, but let's just deal with these firstly. So hammer. So sabotage, rebuilding, repetitive, exactly as we were saying. So he's going through a lot of tower moments himself in his world. There are karmic relationships that are coming and going out from his life. I think that there is a lot going on back there. Either you would know this about him, or you've really got this intuition that he's kind of going through it at the moment. But this is all around rebuilding. So the hammer it's very much, after the tower moments, really, using your hammer to rebuild your life, essentially. I think that there has been a lot of tower moments that he's having to rebuild. He might even be going through a tower at the moment, is what I'm thinking. So he's very much in rebuild, healing, rebuild phase himself. We've got the lightning card here. So this really is my card of a shock revelation. So something has come through. Either he's found out. There's a couple of things I'm getting for this. Either he's found out something that is really shocking to him. So I'm getting the feeling that maybe this might have been some bad news about a family member. Either way, it's been really shocking to him, which has then caused a tower moment, or he's currently going through a tower moment to do with this. I'm also getting the sense of maybe job loss as well. I'm getting that feeling. But with this lightning card, it also could be that he's wanting to reach out to you. So there could be a message on on its way very quickly to you is the other thing. So that's also my message card, my very quick message card that he's reaching out. So I'm getting a couple of things. If he hasn't reached out to you already, he might have also reached out, because I was picking that up in that last deck, is that he may have actually just reached out to you. Or he's about to. I'm feeling that due to the karmic cycles that he's currently breaking at the moment, that he is definitely wanting to reach out, which is backed up here by this photograph, or confirmed by this photograph card. It's exactly the same as you. So you guys are mirroring. So he's also going through photos, nostalgia, reminiscing about you, I should say. So real Six of Cups energy here. You are both you're both mirroring each other. As of course, because this is what twin flames do, right? As you do mirror each other. And just like you're reminiscing, so is he. But your veils are on at the moment, right? So he's got his longing veil. You've got the longing veil on at the moment. It's the avoidant veil, I should say, for him. Which to not keep repeating myself, it is it is twin flame journey that's that's happened. So he will be avoidant. He will be have been avoiding his emotion and his scars, since he was a child. He, for all of his adult life, he will have been avoiding actually dealing with that, which is why he's got so many karmic relationships since your separation that he's had to go through in order to push him and to bring about that healing journey that he has to then step onto. So yeah, so definitely I'm getting, photograph. He's also sitting there looking at old photos and, and reminiscing about you. I have a feeling he's also got some videos of you too, maybe some cheeky videos. I'm just getting that sense as well, which is to be expected. But he's definitely reminiscing about you, given everything that's happening in his life. So you both got this card, you both got that talking cards, interested, conversing more, awaiting message. So both of you are hovering over your phones at the moment. You're not the only one that's anxious, waiting for a message. I would say to you though, don't reach out. It is, as the divine masculine, it's part of his shadow. He's the one that has to reach out to you. It's part of, in order for him to break that avoidant veil, it is actually his requirement to be the one that does the chasing. So you guys need to be able to actually switch energies. You should not be the one that's chasing. He should be the one that's chasing. So if you are, look, I'm just here for advice. I can't tell you exactly what to do, but my advice would be is to, although you both want to reach out to each other, allow him to chase you. Allow him to do the chasing, because that is your veils that you need to work through. So you, with your longing, the constant chasing, and with you, the chasing will have come about, which you're probably aware of because of the healing journey that you've been on. But that chasing energy really comes through from an insecurity. It comes through from your shadow. It comes through from codependency, and that need. It's a real needy energy. That you need to then work through, understand the reasons as to why you've got such a codependence on, other people providing you happiness, and you really need to start to reflect and look inwards as to how you can fulfill it yourself. So I would not be reaching out. If you are sitting in the divine feminine journey, it's the divine masculine that needs to reach out. so that he can heal out his avoidance. Um, yeah, which is part of his veil, right? So that's, you know, his avoidant tendencies, you know, his refusal to look at his scars, are, you know, what he has to heal through, and that all comes down to childhood trauma, and it's, you know, it's a protective mechanism that he has, you know, that he will have developed as a child. I'm getting the sense that he has had quite a traumatic childhood, which is probably to be expected, but I think that he's really gone through a lot, which you would know about. You guys will have, you know, shared things along these lines together. Um, but he, you know, as a protective mechanism, then just avoids, he just shuts down and just avoids everything, which you would know. Um, but it's his veil that he has to work through. You guys have to work through, you have to work through your chaser energy, and he has to work through his runner energy. And eventually the tables will turn. It will take some time, but eventually the tables do switch. All right, and then snake. So we've got that girl with the snake again. So that same girl with the snake card. You got this. He got this. So he might actually think that there's someone around you as well, but since you're mirroring each other, but we've both got this karmic card. So like I said, this is not necessarily the other woman, although this does say the other woman. It could also be just some connections around him, which he's finally seeing are, you know, dishonest connections around him. He's actually finally starting to see that. He's finally starting to break out of those karmic cycles. You know, that wheel is really starting to turn in his favor. So he's really starting to move on from that. But yeah, but you are correct in thinking that there's karmic cycles in there, and yes, these could also be what has been leading you to the time factor here. All right, let's just get another couple more for Hannah. So we will break this down. I will actually break that down, but let's get just a couple more cards to confirm here, and just one more. The snake. You guys are mirroring each other really crazily. So dragonfly. Well, you guys have basically got very similar cards here. Look at that. So just to confirm this as well. So we've got hammer and then dragonfly. So as we were saying, you know, so you both got the dragonfly card, which is really quite magical. So the hammer, so he's, you know, trying to close out those karmic cycles, rebuilding his life after some really quite serious tower moments that have gone on. And then he's got the dragonfly. So to confirm that, so he is trying to heal out. He's also coming through that metamorphosis. So he's I get the feeling he's actually trying to jump from one timeline to another. So he's really trying to work on his self-worth, his, you know, the way that he sees himself. I'm also getting the feeling that there were addictions here as well that he's trying to close out. So when we're talking, that was the other thing with karmics as well, is around addictions. So there could have been a gambling addiction here. There could have been a substance addiction as well. But that's also around, you know, he's trying to metamorphosis out of that. He's trying to actually move into a healthier, you know, way of doing things, which is exactly what this card is here, right? So healthier choices. So he's trying to move on to healthier, you know, a healthier way of doing things. I'll come back to this. So I was getting a couple of things for this lightning card. I was thinking maybe he's found out something about a family member, or something shocking has happened. You know, something shocking he's found out that might have not been so good. But he's trying to make healthier choices from that. You know, so self-love, self-care. Why am I getting the sense that maybe there's been a family member that's been sick, or I don't know, maybe for one of you, it might maybe gone to the hospital, or I'm just getting really quite some not positive news, which has really pushed your divine masculine into making healthier choices. So whether that be healthier choices around substances maybe, or healthier choices when it comes to maybe fitness, exercise, along those lines. But it's also healthier emotional choices, healthier ways of thinking about things, healthier ways of dealing with people, which then all comes down to that self-love, self-care, being happier, self-esteem, finding yourself, healing out your shadow is what happens. Then we've also got photograph. Here we go. So I have a feeling you've got something coming towards you. So we've got photograph, you're both reminiscing, but then we've got love call. If something hasn't come through, then he's really wanting to. He really wants to come through, and to make that call through to you. Also with lightning, right? So the lightning is also my message card. It's come out of the blue. You are both definitely reminiscing here at the moment. So I think that you do actually have a call coming through to you very soon. Like I said, we will break this down a little bit more. I'll get the tarot and just see what your team wants you to know. But I think that you do have a call coming, which will be interesting to see how you manage that. I think it will be a love test. But let's see. And when I say love test, I mean it'll be your team. When that message does come through, it will be your team, giving you the opportunity to apply all of the learnings that you've done so far in your growth journey, in your healing journey. It will be an opportunity for you to then go and apply those learnings in real life. So that's what I mean when I say a love test, is that when this message comes through, will this message be one that honors you and the journey that you've been on? And if it doesn't, then is this the right time for reunion? Would be my question to you. Or do you need to set a boundary? Do you actually need to set a boundary up and say, actually, I'm worth more than that? So then we've got talking and chaser. So the chaser, so this was all around your awaiting a message, but we've got chasing. I with this card, I wonder if there is a message that has come through with the chaser. So maybe maybe a message has come through, but you are sitting on it at the moment, which would explain why your masculine is feeling a bit like a chaser at the moment. So maybe you haven't responded, which is why I would say, well, that's a really good thing. If you haven't responded, just taking time just to evaluate and before you respond back. Or once again, there is this message that's about to come through, is that your masculine will start chasing. Is what I'm getting here. Also, maybe that he has seen you as the chaser in the past, as well as the other message I'm getting. So maybe when you guys were together, you were both very aware that we had a runner and a chaser in this dynamic, and that he actually saw you as the chaser, is what I'm getting. The other thing as well is, if he does think of you as the chaser, if he's aware of, of the whole chaser runner dynamic, is that it's probably confirming again that he sees you as this twin flame, as he does see you as his counterpart. And then we've got the snake, and then we've got camera. So this is reminiscing, perception, learning from the past, make memories. So this is making new memories. So once again, I think this is confirming this, is that he has had karmic cycles in his life, which he's learning from that. He's wanting to make new memories with you. He's wanting to learn from those past mistakes that have happened, from brought in from these karmics that have come through in his life. And at the same time, this is another reminiscing card. He's 6 of cups. I've got 2 reminiscing cards here. So we've got camera and photograph. The camera to me, though, is, so photograph is in the past, and the camera is trying to make new memories with you. So remembering you, but wanting to form new memories. So that's the future that I can see. So wanting to learn from past mistakes and actually make some really new positive memories with you. All right, so I just want to get a sticky big just around, just, I'm not going to tap into the karmics. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I don't think that a lot of good can go on, to be honest, we actually tap into the karmics, but I do want to get more of an idea of what is happening in his life at the moment. And once again, I keep saying he. I'm not, like, if I could just keep reminding you, this is not actually a gendered reading. When I say he, I'm referring to the divine masculine. Once again, you could, I mean, it does not matter at all which meat vessel you're in. You could be, identifying with either the masculine or the feminine. He, she, it's not actually a gendered reading, so just a reminder about that. So I might just get the tarot here. Actually, which tarot will I get? I'm going to get this one. This is actually the stained glass tarot. This is the first one I picked up here. So let's just see. So what's happening over in this masculine's life? What does your spirit team want you to know? What does your spirit team want you to know? What's happening? Just seeing a beautiful black and white bird as well. So here in Australia, it's they're magpies here in Australia. So I'm just seeing just in my my backyard as I'm looking out. So maybe a magpie might be an animal that is special to you, or you could also be seeing a lot of black and white animals as well, just to tie you again to this reading. All right, that I will take this card because it immediately just jumped out. But let's just split the deck and just see what we've got. All right, so straight away we've got, well, that's very interesting. So we've got the Hanged Man, and then we've also got Knight of Wands. So the Hanged Man, so just for the ruling energy at the moment of your masculine, so we've got, so he's all in self-reflection at the moment. He's trying to find a better way of doing things, healthier choices. It's a very, very reflective card, which confirms what we were seeing in that quick energy check as well. So he's very much, in his head at the moment, trying to figure out, the way forward in his life. And really trying to reflect on all of that past trauma, all of those past issues, probably on the relationship with you as well. He's reflecting on all of that, and he's trying to understand a better way forward, a better way of doing things is what he's trying to understand. A lot of self-reflection going on at the moment with your masculine. The other one is Knight of Wands that's come out. So interesting that this would come through. So chances are, not Knight of Wands in the upright. So this really is my, for want of a better word, this is my player card, is the Knight of Wands. He's also quite impulsive, the Knight of Wands. He, is very, determined, but can also be quite immature with that. He's also got a lot of options to the Nine of Wands as well. It's like I said, I had to use the word, but it is quite a player energy. But he's trying to come out of that, right? Because it's in the reverse. So he's trying to come out of that energy. You could have also been dealing with a fire sign as well. So Leo, Sagittarius, is what I'm getting. Aries, you could also be in Aries. I'm seeing the Aries card. So you could have also been dealing with a fire sign, or you could be a fire sign. It's also just a sign of action. So there's a lot of action going on around your masculine at the moment as well. So let's keep shuffling. And what does, it's actually quite, I don't normally have this amount of double shuffling. So a lot. Yeah, maybe he's just quite frustrated at the moment. Maybe things are quite difficult. I'm feeling over in your masculine's life at the moment, and I can hear that song again. That song by the Righteous Brothers. I can really hear that. So I think he's doing a lot of reminiscing about you. Patrick Swayze as well. That song comes straight out of Ghost of Patrick Swayze. Maybe your masculine is a blonde. He's blonde. Maybe. Maybe you've been told you look a bit like Demi Moore. I'm not sure. All right, let's deal with these cards first. This is your topper. I've actually got quite a few here, so let's see what comes out. So Temperance in reverse. So straight away that's come out. So this is the ruling energy then for your masculine. So his life is really, he's feeling out of balance here. Very much the Temperance is all around the, finding balance, internal yin and yang as well. So there's just a lot of upheaval in his life at the moment, which is confirming what I've been picking up. And he's just really feeling out of balance at the moment, really out of sorts. Start here. Here we go, Six of Cups as well. So confirming what we've already seen, what I was seeing in the cards. So he's really reminiscing at the moment, really thinking about you, really having a look at his phone at the moment. So very much in Six of Cups energy, really in reflection, thinking about you. Let's see this. Two of Swords. And then 10 of Swords. The High Priestess. I'm just going to move these here. Six of Pentacles. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so Six of Cups and Temperance we've spoken about. So then we've got the Two of Swords. So this is all around making decisions and at a crossroad. He can't actually see a way forward at the moment, which makes sense with what we've been seeing. So with the Two of Swords, he's got a lot going on in his life at the moment. A lot of Tower moments. Although the Tower card didn't come out here. But confirming what we've been talking about, he's really at a crossroads. He's feeling quite stuck at the moment as to which way he should be going. We did pull out the Hanged Man card, so he's in reflection at the moment as to which way forward in his life. Given the healing journey that he himself is on, it doesn't surprise me that he's in a Two of Swords energy, that he doesn't know quite which way to go. Because over here we've got the Ten of Swords, so there's a lot of painful endings going on in his world, and I think that's through family, friends, karmic relationships. There's just a lot of Ten of Swords, a lot of painful endings going on at the moment. I'm also seeing the Death card with that, so we've got painful endings, but leading to, so the death of a cycle or multiple karmic cycles that he's closing out. And then moving into, into brand new energy, into new cycles is what I'm seeing. So this is both, it's both good and bad. It's a heal. It's a, what do they say? A blessing and a curse at the same time. But he's had a lot that he's had to go through, and he's at a crossroads now. I'd just say too, just with numbers, I've just been drawn to the numbers that I'm seeing here. So we've got 6 and 10, and we've also got 2 here as well. So you could be seeing a lot of 2s. You could be seeing 10 a lot, so 10 also speaks to the end of cycles as well. So actually coming through to a completion. I know that this is saying 2 and 2, but it also looks like an 11 and 11 as well. So you could be seeing a lot of repeating numbers. So 11, 11. That's also the the new stepping into your destiny card as well. So which kind of confirms what we're talking about here, is that he's really trying to step into what he's supposed to be doing in this world, leaving behind those karmic cycles. You might even be trying to step into his mission work here, as a side note as well, which you may have intuition about, or you may know this, that maybe he's actually trying to go for his pinnacle path. He's actually trying to step out of what he's been doing previously and then stepping into what his mission work is. Like I said, you would have some sort of intuition about that though. Ten of Swords, as we've said, we've got a lot of painful endings going on in his world at the moment, which is to be expected given the towers that he's going through and the imbalance that he's feeling at the moment. High Priestess. So I feel that both of you actually are stepping into your High Priestess energy. This is the divine feminine counterpart card as well, the High Priestess. So confirming that he does see you as the divine counterpart. Actually, I think that this is the way he's seeing you. I'm getting that sense that this is the way that he sees you as the High Priestess. This is a very intuitive, also the card of intuition, that you're able to balance, as it is above, so it is below. You're able to really balance, you're very in tune with your spirit team is what I'm getting. You also could be on your mission work. So the High Priestess is about mission work as well. So maybe he's actually seeing you in your mission work, and is seeing you as the divine priestess. So you might actually be a reader yourself. You could have, stepped into your mission work, or maybe he met you as you were starting your mission work. It could be the other thing. Maybe he's taking a little, sneaky peek in the background at you, especially if you're online. He might be actually taking a sneaky peek behind the scenes as to what you're actually doing, but he can see you in your divine priestess journey, divine priestess energy, and he does see you as his counterpart, which we've seen in the other cards. Six of Pentacles, though, he does want to step into, more balance. This is all around, the card of balance, especially with Pentacles. So I think this goes back to the Two of Swords energy that he's trying to come to. So it's also a relationship. When it comes to relationships, is around equal give and take. I don't think that there's a lot of equal give and take in the relationships around him at the moment, which is what he's trying to do, which is all around this, this energy that he's in. He's really around the Six of Pentacles energy, really trying to look for equal give and take in his world. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles, but this is in reverse. So Three of Pentacles is all around learning and collaboration, moving on to, that using, I shouldn't say using, but consulting with those resources around you on the best way forward to actually progress in your pinnacle path. It's also the card of being the student as well. But the Three of Pentacles, this is in reverse. So I think that there's been a lot of blockages with that. There's been a lot of blockages with his pinnacle path in his world at the moment. He might be keeping himself quite isolated at the moment. He's not collaborating and conversing with others as well, which is, given everything that's happening, it's probably to be expected. Also three threes, the number three, you could be seeing the number three a lot as well. That could be car numbers, maybe you're born on the 3rd. There is also a fair bit of, I can see the Pentacles here, so you could also be dealing with straight away I heard Virgo, but you could also be dealing with other earth sign, or you could be an earth sign, you could be an earth sign pairing. So Virgo or Capricorn is the other one that I'm hearing as well. But just earth in general, there's just a lot of earth sign here. Earth energy, I should say. Beautiful. All right, so I might just get a couple more cards here. Oh gosh, that's too many. That's actually too many. I just want to get one more. One more, thank you. It's a lot of. This is probably just going to confirm this top row, but let's. And I'm just being asked to talk about this one separately. So we've got the Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is all around um, recognition. It's all around victory as well. So I think that your masculine really does want victory here, both with you and also with what is going on in his life. I think he really wants recognition and victory about what is happening. Once again, this is wands, this is fire energy. So I definitely get this feeling that you're dealing with a fire sign. I'm just going to put that over here. Actually, no, where does this card want to go? I think this card wants to go just over here somewhere. I just think overall this is what they're feeling. So Ace of Wands in reverse. So just blockages around, a lack of moving forward, real blockages when it comes to finding balance in your masculine's life. So just confirming this. So Six of Cups, so reminiscing about you. He certainly wants to see justice in this between the two of you. There's probably been a lot of injustice between the two of you, and I think he understands this. But also just in his life, he wants to see, things actually come to light around him. There also could be legal matters here as well. I'm just getting that sense as well that there could be legal matters. This could be part of what he's dealing with, and as part of his shadow work, as part of the tower moments that he's been going through. Actually could be something to do with legal or contracts, something along those lines. Two of Swords and the Magician. So Two of Swords is all around trying to make those decisions, but the Magician in reverse is all around things hidden. There's been dishonesty here as well, and I think that is, so whatever situations he's dealing with whichever karmic relationships he's dealing with, that have led him to this Two of Swords moment, and him trying to decide which is the best way to go forward. It's due to a lot of dishonesty. So there's been a lot of things kept in the dark from him here, which he's having to deal with. Then you've got the painful endings, but the Six of Swords in reverse, which just confirms that too. So Six of Swords is all around moving on to bigger and better things. It's moving away from those really rough seas into something really calm, moving on to onto the next phase, leaving behind things that no longer serve you. However, that's in reverse. So we've got a blockage with that. So we've got painful endings that he's currently going through, and then we've really got this blockage. So he's unable to move forward at this point. And then we've got the High Priestess, but then the Moon in reverse. So the High Priestess, as we said, is all around intuition. Really quite magic that you've got the two intuition cards here, but in reverse. So the Moon is all around. It's also a card of things that have been kept in the dark. But now things are starting to come to light now with the Moon in reverse. So things, so I think there has been dishonesty, as we've said, but things are now starting to come to light. He's able to, also, are you able to use your intuition to actually see the right solution, see the path that should be taken here. And then Six of Wands reverse with, not reverse, Six of Wands in the upright. Sorry, not Six of Wands. I don't know why I said Six of Wands. There'll be a reason why I said that. But we've got Six of Pentacles. So Six of Pentacles, all about, balance, a relationship of equal give and take. And then we've got the Ace of Cups. And that's a love card. That's, him wanting to give that to you, to give that love connection to you is really what he's wanting to do, which is, confirming what we've seen in the other cards, which means that I wouldn't be surprised if you do have a message coming through to you very soon. I think he's just on the brink of that, coming through with that Eight of Cups to you. And then we've got the Three of Pentacles in reverse, but then we've also got Five of Cups in reverse. So Five of Cups is all around regret, sadness. It's quite a reflective card as well. It's just really just sitting in sadness, which is to be expected with everything that's happening in your masculine's life. But then with the Three of Pentacles, this is confirming it. He's wanting to come out, of that sadness, wanting to collaborate more, with those around him. But there's just, some big blockers at the moment in his life. Oh, some heavy energy there, actually. Some really quite heavy energy. Quite magical that you got the two intuition cards, one underneath the other, which means that you are really strong in intuition at the moment. You are really listening to your guides. I'm getting that feeling. You're really listening to those messages that are coming through. And you're in your divine Empress glow. I'm really getting that feeling. All right. Just going to ring that out because that's quite heavy energy. I think we know what your masculine's next actions are. He's got a lot going on in his life and he is wanting to reach out to you. And I that's already been confirmed in the cards. And I think you have a message coming through to you very soon. He will be reaching out, given everything that's going on. But I think from your perspective, you just need to know what to do. If that message hasn't come already, the message might have already come for a couple of you, and I think you might be sitting on it at the moment. So I think that you just need a little bit of guidance through from your team just to see really what you should be focusing, what you should be doing. So for next steps, some guidance through from your team. I'm thinking that I need to get... I feel like we need to get the Broken Mirror cards. Yeah, we think we need to get these. So just next steps with this. This is also a twin flame deck as well. I just want to see the messages that are coming through. What should this beautiful collective do? Some guidance, please. Some guidance, please, as to what this beautiful collective should do. All right, this card's already wanted to come out, so I will take it. I'm just going to split the deck. All right, so just confirming that there is distance between the two of you here, but conflict resolution. So you are trying to come up with conflict resolution. So making amends, positive outcome. I think this is you. So I can see he's in a masculine look. He's actually holding. So you guys are in separation at the moment, but look at this. He's trying to get through to you. I think this is confirming exactly what we've been saying. So he's trying to get your attention, as we can see here with this card. But you are you really either don't want to hear this message, or you're sitting on this message at the moment. Like, I think he is actually chasing you at the moment, is what I'm hearing. But it says positive outcome here. So let's see. So what should this collective be doing? And I'm just going to get one more, or maybe a couple more, actually. A couple more. That card, okay. All right, well, already we've got Spotlight. This actually came out first. This is what this collective should be doing. So let's have a look. Advice straight through from your team. So we've got toxic people, addictions, bad advice, wrong crowd. So confirming again that you do feel that there's been these karmics that have really played a part in keeping this, in keeping this separation between the two of you. So addictions, bad advice. I think that you feel and that that your masculine is probably still um, in this energy, that he still has these, this toxicity around him, and potentially in the message. That's exactly what came through. Maybe he was talking about this in that message as well, actually referring to the toxic relationships which have been in his life. And then we've got stalking caller, unknown number. So once again, I think this is confirming that this person may have actually reached out to you. Either that, or you are going to get maybe this person has been coming up as an unknown caller. Maybe they've been making funny prank calls to you. I'm getting that feeling. Maybe trying to actually hide their number from you. Maybe this is really what has put you into, like, I'm getting a real sense of ick. I'm getting that real ick feeling from you when this message came through. But overwhelmingly, I mean, limelight, self-absorbed, so spotlight. So keep the spotlight on you. And I'm just getting this sense that you just need to keep thinking about yourself, that you need to keep remembering the journey that you've been on, and that really, so self-absorbed, it can be the card of the narcissist, but in this context, I'm really getting the sense that you need to just keep looking inward, keep the spotlight on yourself. Remember that your needs must come first. And that was one of the things. I get this sense that's something that you have been healing out, and that you just have to keep looking at yourself, keep looking inward. Don't let this behavior sway you. And I know that you're hurting a lot at the moment. You are, your team can see how much you're hurting from this. There has been a lot of pain here caused by this masculine, by this connection. At the same token, though, it all had to happen, right? It all had to happen for a reason, and you wouldn't be able to be in this beautiful energy that you're in your divine empress. You wouldn't be able to have come as far as you have if it hadn't been for this person. And I think that that despite the hurt, this. But the advice coming through is just keep the spotlight on yourself, keep remembering this journey that you've been on, and then planning. So text, phone call, meet up, planning here. Just sit back. I'm getting real, like the Two of Wands energy. Just really sit back, analyze, plan before you respond. Really, I just keep getting the sense that just is what's being offered going to honor the journey that you've been on. I'm just getting this overwhelming feeling. Just to sit back, take it easy, reflect, and just remember, yourself. Just keep looking inward. All right, so that does conclude the reading for today. I hope that has provided some guidance to you, some comfort to you, I hope. I would ask, though, if you have gotten all the way through to this point, that and if you have gotten something from this reading, which I'm going to assume if you've made it all through to the end, then you probably have, that you would like and subscribe to this channel. I am a brand new channel here on YouTube, and as with all of the support, we can actually try and get these messages out to those that really need to hear them, but that won't happen without your support. So I just ask that you do go ahead, like, subscribe. And I, thank you very much for allowing me to read your energy today. And I look very much forward to seeing you soon.